Uh,
which is The Kid
the Kid.
by
Uh,
Charlie Chaplin.
it's been a minute since we've seen anything from Charlie Chaplin because he has been taking his time working
Yeah.
on something more deliberately,
Mm-hmm.
not like cranking out a million shorts, but he made a feature film, his first feature film that he directed,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, I
I
mean, it's very charming. It is described right at the top as a picture with a smile and perhaps a tear.
I mean, I will say, I was like, you can't prime me like that. You can't tell me how I'm gonna feel when
Yeah.
when this movie
Well, it's like
started.
it's not saying
But
you're gonna cry, but like maybe it could
there,
happen.
there, I mean, there were moments in this movie where I was like, oh, no, no,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't think I
uh,
shed any tears, but it Charlie Chaplin definitely knows how to kind of weaponize adorableness and like tragedy and just make me go, oh no, a thing, no, it's so innocent, don't hurt it.
yeah,
He did
which I
that with
mean,
a dog before, and now he's doing it with a human child.
yeah, I mean, this one definitely leans into drama and sentimentality more than
Yeah,
anything that we have seen from him so far. It's possible that he's
yeah.
played with this a little more in shorts of his that we haven't watched, but
But I
um,
feel like A Dog's Life and like The Immigrant and things like that definitely felt like they were comedies first that sort of had this sort of underlying drama or sentimentality to them, whereas this feels
yeah,
like that is the foreground. That is like the main thing he's trying to do with this one is to like get people's emotionally, get people really emotionally invested.
for sure. And I mean, like that, his earlier stuff was extremely gag heavy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this like has bits, it has gags, but like they are pretty much all in service of the narrative. Um, which I mean, honestly, I think that this is. I think that it's less funny than some of his earlier stuff, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's
Yeah.
almost an evolution because um, uh, the way that silent Keaton Lloyd Chaplin shorts tended to work is let's find a situation, wring every possible gag out of the situation until we're just so done, and then move on to the next thing, you
Yeah.
know? And this one, it doesn't, the scenes don't overstay their welcome.
Mm-hmm.
The gags feel natural in
Yeah.
the scenes themselves, and the focus is on the narrative
Yeah.
rather than bits.
Yeah. Which that does feel like how his shorts have been kind of moving. They've been kind of moving in this direction already. But this
Hmm.
is definitely the most. This one, it feels like there's been a full switch from like gags with an underlying narrative, whereas this is like all narrative first. Like all the gags in this feel pretty standard at this point in silent
Hmm.
comedy, I think.
Hmm. He's not trying to innovate in gags like I think that Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd are.
Yeah, both of them were like literally throwing themselves out of windows, being like, "What crazy stuff can we do?" And Charlie Chaplin is like, "No, pathos. Pathos is what
We've
we
got to
need."
learn how to love.
Yes, exactly. Part of it is just the fact that this movie is very old and its sensibilities are as such, but at times it was a little like, all right, calm down, a little cloying maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
You put a child crying on screen and it's gonna tug the heartstrings a little bit, like, you know.
Did you watch the original 1921 version, or did you watch the 70s re-edit that Chaplin
I
did?
hope I watched the original. I tried to make that distinction, and find the original version of it. So I hope that's the one I watched.
I did not realize until after I had watched it, but I watched the
Mm.
re-edit, which is it's got like 10, 15 or so minutes shaved off of it.
Hmm.
It is was to like remove some of the cloying sentimentality apparently.
Huh.
Uh, the,
Interesting.
the version that I watched was the Criterion release, which uses music that Chaplin composed
Mm-hmm.
for this movie later on, and then it also is using an edit that he Lucased himself into
Oh
to
damn. I think I
trim down
watched
his
the same
movie.
one that you did because I think I watched the Criterion one also. And it makes me want to go back and find the original edit of it.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. The original edit is more like an hour and like 10, 15 minutes, and
Mm.
this one is like 50 something
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. It's just shy of an hour.
That said, I mean, it kept along at a nice clip,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
maybe a factor of the re-edit. But
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these, as I was talking about earlier, like the structure, a lot of these is like one thing, do it all the way, and then another thing, do it all the way. And
Mm-hmm.
this one is like we're moving through this story. Not like a huge amount happens, but like it is always kind of moving forward instead of
Mm-hmm.
staying in one place at a time.
Yeah. There's definitely a bit of this sort of like, we're gonna kind of do multiple jokes out of a single thing. There's like the scene of them making breakfast in the sort of like attic apartment. There's
Mm-hmm.
the all the stuff with their whole grift of breaking windows and then having the tramp go around and replace the windows. That's like most of the gags in this whole movie are like those two things.
Mm-hmm.
They still have the sensibilities of like late teens, early 20s silent comedy. The titular kid who is named, what's his name in the movie? John,
John.
is played by Jackie Coogan, who continued to act later in life, and actually his so all the earnings he made as a child actor after, like, he did a bunch of other movies as a little kid.
He's good in this.
He's very good. Yeah, he's like good at making pancakes. He's good at crying. He's good at all the stuff. So like all the money he made was just taken by his mostly taken and spent by his mother and stepfather, which led
Yeah,
to
boy.
a big legal case that led to the establishment of a lot of like early child labor laws for actors, and how
Hmm.
like you have to put their earnings like in a trust so that their parents can't just spend all of their money that they make.
You have to put it in a trust. There are no battles for money.
Yes, exactly. So that's I don't know, interesting historical tidbit attached to
Hmm.
this movie. Yeah, I don't know how much we want to talk about like how this movie possibly was influenced by like Charlie Chaplin's own life. Because anytime I talk about Charlie Chaplin's own life, I'm like, ugh, I hate this. And like, I don't know, I am finding it increasingly kind of like hard to separate the two, just because like
Hmm.
he wrote, directed, edited, composed. He did like everything on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it is very much a product of him as a person.
Yeah.
And like so much of what I read about him as a person is like incredibly off-putting. I don't know. There's ugh.
At least he doesn't like Hitler.
No, that's true. Yeah, that is.
Which is more than you can say about a lot of people.
In the
this
20s you're
time.
either a creep or you're later into Hitler, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And Charlie Chaplin was a creep.
firmly in the creep camp. I don't know if you know this. One of the like angels.
Mm-hmm.
There's, I believe she's credited as like seductive angel.
Oh, the vamping one.
Yeah, the vamping one is played by a 12-year-old actor
Oh no.
that he later married.
Oh man.
Yeah, married when I think she was like 16 and he was like 36.
Oh, that was her. Okay.
Yeah, gross, very gross.
Oh boy.
He had a child that died after 3 days in 1919 that possibly might have like
Yeah.
influenced him making this movie.
It happened shortly before this movie started filming.
Yeah. But that too is like, ugh, that whole story is also really gross and upsetting. And just like, Charlie, stop being a fucking creep. But it's like, because his movies are so charming and so like kind of innocent, you know what I mean? Like they're not,
Uh-huh.
there's not much edge to them, you know? It's
Right.
like his own creepiness doesn't really come through in the work.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I do like any research about it. I'm just like, oh no, I hate this.
It's very tricky. I mean, this is a question that has no easy answer of the
Yeah,
separation
yeah.
from the art and the artist. But I think it's the conclusion that I've come to lately is that it's fairly safe to assume that pretty much anyone in Hollywood is a scumbag, and then
Yeah,
uh,
that's kind of the conclusion I've come to. It's just like they're all bad.
yeah, and then you have to like move on from that point and say like,
Yeah,
how do I deal with the fact that somebody involved in this movie is a scumbag?
yeah, because it's the olden times and everything was worse back then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh boy.
the kid, fun movie.
Yeah, yeah. Apart from all of this digression about Charlie Chaplin's personal life, I found this movie very charming, and I felt like it grabbed me in ways that a lot of others have not.
Hmm.
I felt swept up, you know.
Yeah,